in Philadelphia with our cheesesteak spirit guide, Max.
We are at the heart of Philadelphia right now. We are at Pat's and Gino's. They're two of the biggest rivals ever. They have these, both have incredible cheesesteak sandwiches. We're gonna get a chance to try them both and maybe try to figure out if we can put this debate to rest. But the truth is, there's a way to order that's important to make sure that you get it right, but there's nothing more quintessential Philadelphia than coming down to Pat's or Gino's and getting a cheesesteak. This is what it's all about. And I gotta just tell you, for all those who aren't from this area, if you ever go to a place and it says Philly or Philadelphia cheesesteak, question it, because if it has to tell you where it's from, it's probably not authentic. So let's go test them out and see what they're all about.
So, I've been informed there's a correct way to order and there's an incorrect way to order. There's a sign that says, if you order it wrong, don't panic, just go to the end of the line and start over.
We're not going to do that. Yeah.
You don't mess around.
It's kind of like the Soup Nazi, just Philadelphia version.
No soup for you!
We
have Pat's, we have Gino's, and we now get to experience the fruits of our labor, the proper ordering, all of it. And the truth is, one of the things that makes the Philadelphia cheesesteak different is the roll. The roll makes all the difference in the world. Usually an Amoroso's roll, and it allows the grease and the cheese to all mingle and it all holds it together. Which one are you gonna go for first, sir?
Well, so everybody always tells me the whiz. It's cheese whiz. It's just like...
Now, how did you order that one? How did you say that?
Whiz whiz.
It's a lot of fun to order, isn't it?
The best part of this whole experience was ordering the cheesesteaks, because you get a rush. Whenever you go up there, you order it, you do it right, it's a rush.
It's a sense of accomplishment.
And it feels like I've done something. I've accomplished something.
That's definitely a whiz.
This is the whiz.
You can tell it's sloppy. Or some would say creamy, but I'm gonna go sloppy.
This isn't exactly ideal with a beard and all that, but this is real life, okay?
And I don't think we got napkins, so we are totally committed.
All right. That's amazing. This may be the most disgusting and most awesome video we've ever done. Anyway.
Okay. It's a little fuller.
A little fuller. I already like the bread. Looks a little bit better already. So here we go.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
I can't decide.
Well, maybe you should have some more.
I should. All right. Let me try one more bite of this one.
So you want to be like in the middle where, like, that's where the real goodness is. Oh, okay, he went on the top. That's a new technique, probably an out-of-towner, but that's okay. It's gonna hurt the integrity of the rest of the roll afterwards, but.
I gotta go with Pat's. I gotta go with Pat's. I gotta do it. Which is your favorite?
I like Gino's, but you really can't go wrong with Pat's or Gino's. They're both great.
All right, tell me what you think.
I'm going Gino's. Pat's was good. Okay, they're both good. Like you can't argue on that one, but I don't know. Something about Gino's is just like, whenever I thought of it, I've never had a Philly cheesesteak before this, and whenever I thought about a Philly cheesesteak, this Gino's is like what I imagined in my head.
So in the end, whether it's Pat's or Gino's, they both bring the noise.
Is my beard clean?
Yeah.
Okay. Max, dude,
It's
thank
been
you
awesome.
so much.
I'm so glad that you guys came down to Philadelphia, experienced a little bit of what it's like to be in Philadelphia, and we got an incredible day, some incredible food, incredible friends. What more do you need?
We'll be back for sure.
Sweet. See ya.
One of the things that I thought was really interesting last week that Josh was talking about was foundations, and this weekend we were able to come to Philly. As a American history geek, I don't want to call myself a buff because I'm definitely not a buff, but I love this country. I feel so blessed and lucky to have been born here, and I just think it's really special to get to walk the same ground and be at the same location and the same buildings that our founding fathers were at. One of the things that I think is really interesting about the foundation of our country is when you think about the amount of time that it took to do those things, and that they were continuing to walk out the revolution and the rebellion during that time. They didn't stop what they were doing and just take a break from all of those things for 10, 12 years to draft the Constitution. They had to continue taking daily steps to build the foundation of this country. And we look back at history textbooks and we see, oh, the Declaration of Independence was ratified on July 4th, 1776, and 12 years later, the Constitution was ratified. So we just see dates, and we don't really think about the time in between those dates and what all was going on in between those dates. And when you actually look back at like a timeline, you see that all these other key things were working and moving and getting into place and happening right at that time to make everything come together and work. And another thing that I think is an interesting thing to note is I mentioned the words revolution and rebellion even. You know, our founding fathers were considered rebels in a lot of ways. This country was founded by a bunch of people who decided that they were done doing things a certain way just because people said that that's the way it was supposed to be done. And that's what I think is really exciting about what we're trying to do here is we're not here to tell anyone that they're doing something wrong or that they should change it, because maybe they're doing exactly what God's calling them to do. But what we feel like God is calling us to do is something different. We feel like God's calling us to do something a little bit rebellious, a little bit out there, a little bit more raw and real, and walking that out in faith, praying for the wisdom and strength to make decisions now that will have an impact for generations to come, and just doing all of it in obedience and humility. I think that's super important. Like when I think about George Washington, I think about humility. He was just a man, and he was just doing what he felt like God had called him to do. And if you actually study the history of Washington, like he had to be convinced by several people that he was the man for the job. At the moment that you know that you can't do it in your own power, that's the moment that God's going to use you, because you are completely and totally in full surrender to him, and it's no longer about your agenda. And I think how different our country would be if George Washington made it about his agenda. And I think it's just very interesting to me that he served the country. As Christians, as Americans, as citizens of this world, we should all look at what they did with incredible admiration.
So Max left earlier and he was gonna go back to the New Jersey side, but he got stuck in traffic, and turns out he's just been a block away from us the whole time. So we're gonna go ride back with him to go back to where we're staying with Mike and everybody from the church. So I guess that's it.
What happened?
Traffic. It happens. Not as much in Philadelphia as other places, but it still happens.